Listen, I was scrolling across Twitter the other day and I came across this image. It reads, "Do you enjoy playing with cheating anime waifus? Come and experience the best games with the most spicy stories." Now I do like anime waifus, but cheating anime waifus? Don't think this is much of a hot take, but it's not my favorite. For the uninitiated, Netarare or NTR is a tag used in adult manga or hentai for stories about or that involve cheating or cucking. We are off to a really aggressive start, aren't we? Again, NTR is not my favorite genre. In fact, if I made a list of tags, it would probably be at the bottom. But I gotta admit, I was curious by this ad, so I clicked it to see where it take me. So let's see what Saikey Studios has to offer us. Let's see their best sellers. They've got NTR'd by Clumsiness, Lost Love Island, and NTR Online. These titles, especially the last one, only fuels my interest more. I love visual novels a lot, and I enjoy spicy stories, but I have never played a spicy visual novel. Why not jump into the deep end? Why start off with Nekopara when NTR Online is right here? I'm curious. Aren't you? First off, who is Saikey Studios? Well, on their About Us page, we get an insight into their mission. Saikey Studios is an American company that publishes, distributes, translates Japanese video games to English and Chinese. It also reads that they started as a small group of passionate engineers and translators that saw a huge lack of fun Japanese media being brought to the western side of the world. Because of the huge cost of translation, small developers didn't have the chance to sell their games to Western fans. We simply decided to change that, they say. And I gotta say, that's a pretty honorable mission statement. Despite the degenerate stuff that they're bringing over from Japan, it's pretty honorable. There's so much manga, games, and other media that we will never see over here because, well, it's not made for us, though there are many people in the West that would love to enjoy that content and can't. If you go to Saikey Studios' Steam page, there's not much there. But if you go to their official page, they have more options to purchase, like NTR Online. Yeah, I can tell you were hoping we would get back to that, which is, calm down. But first, I saw a title called The Edge of. The Edge of what? I needed to know. When I first booted up The Edge of, I was immediately on edge. The music made me feel like I was about to start a horror game, and I guess from the protagonist's perspective, it is. From the jump, you get to choose what perspective the story will be played from. I chose the dude for the most immersive experience. The story follows a newlywed couple. After a week away on business, the husband returns home and immediately suspicions arrive that his wife of 6 months is cheating on him. When I say immediately, I mean as soon as brother walks through the door. He comes home to no warm welcome, but he does hear 2 voices coming from their bedroom. Turns out it was just the TV, but the seeds of this thinking have already been planted. I really didn't understand why, though. They are recently married, the wife is super sweet and caring. There doesn't seem like there's much reason for him to be so doubtful. Then a very weird wrinkle was thrown in. The husband is a victim of a virus that surfaced a year ago. Though very few people died from the virus, those who contracted it and survived have to deal with lifelong health complications. These complications include depression, strong fatigue, and what I expect to be the most important one for this little tale, low sex drive. After some dinner, they get right to some sexy time, and despite this kind of being the whole point of the visual novel, the spicy scene caught me off guard. Again, I really think the music used in this game got me in a mood and not a sexy one. So when things shifted to this tone, I got some whiplash, especially since the conversation they were having before this scene did not feel like it was about to happen. During this bang bang session, I thought this would be the time that we would learn how unsatisfied the wife is with her husband, due to the side effect of the virus. But it's actually the husband that's being more hard on himself than the wife. The wife is actually super understanding, and when he can't last as long as he used to and gets tired super easily, she even offers to go on top. But the husband keeps acting like a jerk, like the wife is like, the key to a good sex life is good communication, honey, just talk to me, we could work this out. And the husband's like, this isn't a, what do you think this is? This isn't a conversation, this isn't brunch, this is sexy time. You're like, And he's like all macho and he wants to like, it's weird. She's being super cool and you're being a jerk, but maybe there's more to the story that we don't know yet. There is. This is where things get interesting. The wife leaves the room to get her exhausted hubby some water. While she's out of the room, he looks at his phone and decides to look at a spicy picture his wife sent him while he was away on business. This is when he notices something he didn't before. Fingers! Which, how did you not notice this before? I mean, maybe he was distracted by something else in the picture, but of course now he is freaking out. This means someone was in the room with her when she was snapping pics of her naughty knickers. Despite this, he doesn't bring it up to her. He says this isn't enough proof. He claims that it could be a misunderstanding. What? What could be the misunderstanding, man? He is worried that bringing it up now could jeopardize their new relationship. But I feel like whose hand is this is a pretty reasonable question to ask, right? And even if it is somehow a misunderstanding, any sane person would understand the concern. There's no reason that he can't ask her about this now, but instead he decides to go buy a camera that looks like a clock to spy on his wife, so if it is a misunderstanding, he'll be an asshole. I know it won't be a misunderstanding, but you see my logic, right? I realize now why I might enjoy stories like this isn't for the spicy scenes, but it's the same reason I like 90 Day Fiancé. I'm in it for the drama. After he returns home from his little shopping trip, he finds his wife preparing a warm bath for him, and dinner will be ready in 5. But instead of enjoying that, he decides to ignore her and set up the clocks. Just set them up after. Just set them up after. Due to his tech savviness being at the level of a newborn koala bear, by the time he's done setting them up, bath and dinner are already cold. His wife is pretty disappointed by his priorities, to say the least. As the days pass by, the husband Sam, which I don't think I've mentioned his name is Sam yet, all this time I've just been calling him the husband. His name is Sam, and the wife's name is Beth. As the days pass by, Sam spies on Beth through the hidden cameras, but finds no proof. He becomes so obsessed with spying, and the fact that he isn't finding anything makes him lose his temper one day. Sam is single-handedly ruining his relationship before he has even brought forth the issue of the photo or even confirming that his wife is actually cheating. Like, from a narrative perspective, I understand why Sam chooses not to show Beth the picture right away. The story may become much shorter as a result, but because of that, I feel like we're being strung along a lot. With that being said, you probably want to know how this ends as much as I do right now, so these are the two suspects. There's William, Sam's coworker and old friend from high school. He's a huge douchebag, skirt chaser, and extremely cocky. He doesn't hold back how much he thinks Sam is a complete loser and how much Beth seems to be out of his league, always complimenting her and making advances. And then there's Drew, a sarcastic, tech-savvy, successful businessman. He also went to the same high school as William and Sam. Sadly, he was bullied by the two of them. He holds this over their head quite a bit, but despite that, Drew does help Sam with his tech know-how to help spy on his wife to find out who's been sneaking around with her. And that's it. Those are the two suspects. Guess it's probably not hard to guess who was cheating with Sam's wife, but I'll give it a second to decide who it was. Go ahead, take a wild guess. Got it? It was Drew! This was all an elaborate ploy to get back at Sam for the admittedly horrible stuff that was done to him in high school. Apparently, when Drew told Beth about Sam's past, she decided to, quote, pay for his sins with her body. That is a quote. I hope I recorded that so I can show you proof. Boy, am I glad that's over. You know, I never did find out what we were on the edge of. Before I got the chance to boot up NTR Online, I actually ran into some trouble trying to purchase it. I got a checkout error the first time I tried to buy it. When you buy a game on Saikey Studios' site, you are directed to a page to download the game after successful payment. I was not directed to that page when I bought NTR Online. I got an error message suggesting that my payment didn't go through, so I tried again. Same deal. So I closed the page thinking my connection was bad, the website was being finicky, whatever. But before trying a third time, I decided to check my bank account just to make sure I wasn't being charged. I was. Twice, for each error. So before trying a third time, I sent Saikey Studios a message. Let me tell you, Starting an email with the words, "I purchased NTR Online today from your website," will deplete your dignity meter to 0 real fast. But I sent it anyway, asking for a refund of both charges, or refunding one and providing the download for the game. I ended the email with giving them the benefit of the doubt, saying I'm sure it was just a system error and would be happy to try again after the refund. And to their credit, it was fixed on the same day, within like 2 hours after sending that email, on a Sunday, no less. So the good news is that Saikey Studios is pretty good about that sort of thing. I got my money back and the game. The bad news is any excuse I was going to give to not play NTR Online is out the window now. Thanks, Saikey Studios. I could already tell my time with NTR Online was going to be worse based on just the title screen. They were just going at it as soon as you boot up the game. It's the point, I get it, but man, it's a lot. The game takes place in a VR world called FOG. Didn't get to the part where I found out what that stood for, so it's FOG. You play as Kaito, and together with your partner/lover Akina, you adventure in this VR MMO RPG and complete quests. The world, despite how it looks, is a very well realized and lifelike to those who play. You can really do anything in there. And I do mean anything. One day, the two adventurers stumble across a novice player named Inoda that got absolutely bodied by some slimes. After saving his bum, he later joins a team as suggested by Akina. Inoda doesn't have the best of luck in real life either. He gets bullied and shaken down by gangsters. So FOG is kind of like a nice little escape for him from his everyday terrible life. So when he gets the chance to be near a beautiful girl like Akina in-game, he takes every opportunity he gets to non-consensually touch her. Of course, what else would he do? I gotta say, I felt pretty gross playing this. When playing the Edge of, I felt more like a fly on the wall, while in NTR Online, I felt like I was an acting participant. There's chances where you can spy on your girlfriend Akina through these hidden cameras, which is literally a plot point in the Edge of, but something about the vibes in NTR Online made this aspect feel especially off to me. Again, to me. This is not me trying to king shame anybody. If this is your sort of shit, I'm glad I could put you on, but something about NTR Online made me bow out pretty quickly. So, needless to say, I did not complete this one. I think I vibe with the visual novel approach a bit better. I will say I did appreciate the built-in RPG they had. It felt like old school Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest fans, I apologize for the comparison. So, that's what happened when I clicked an NTR ad on Twitter. All in all, even though this stuff isn't for me, I don't think I could really complain about what Saikey Studios is doing. Their general mission to bring more games to audiences who want it but can't access it, and deliver it from developers who want to share it but don't have the means to do so, is pretty awesome stuff. After jumping into the deep end with spicy visual novels, I realize now that yeah, I should take it slow before returning for NTR'd by clumsiness. I'll stick with Nekopara for now. Until next time, guys, later will be greater. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you later.